But even within the NRA, there are many people who disagree with the NRA policy. One of the statistics you quote is that gun owners and non-owners alike favor proposals to strengthen gun laws, with 74% of current and former NRA members, as well as 87% of other gun owners, supporting universal background checks. So is the NRA just ignoring the wishes of its members?
Well, the NRA is not well representing the views of its members. It is, in fact, representing the views of a tiny, ideologically committed minority of its members, and it also nicely represents the views of the gun industry that is very important in funding the NRA. And so that's part of the dynamic here.
So the gun industry gives money to the NRA, and then the NRA gives money to politicians?
Well, the NRA kind of does the gun industry's dirty work. All of the NRA's resistance to sensible gun laws certainly benefits the gun industry, and the NRA in turn has a great deal of resources to contribute to political campaigns.
Even more striking is that a majority of self-identified NRA members support handgun registration and mandatory safety training before purchasing a firearm. You found that the NRA's leadership vehemently opposes those policies.
That's right. The NRA's leadership is very much responsive to this minority of gun owners, minority of NRA members that are so ideologically opposed to gun control. I mean, in large part, the NRA provides useful services to hunters and other gun owners, and that's why it has a large membership. But many of these members are simply not committed to these extreme positions.
The NRA wasn't committed to these extreme positions until fairly recently.
That's right.
What happened?
That's right. The NRA took very reasonable positions on gun laws until the 60s and 70s, when that began to change, and it was basically taken over by a segment of its membership that thought that it ought to focus on the so-called Second Amendment issue.
So should I blame Wayne LaPierre for all of this?
Well, I think he deserves a lot of the blame. He has a lot of compatriots who also deserve the blame, because basically what he is doing is exploiting the fears of the American people in a way that adds to our gun violence problem.